Rebecca was our daughter. Huey belonged to me, and Rebecca did too. Wrong. What we all taught each other was stunning and honest-to-God, life-altering. But here's the thing. I will never accept that these changes could have come about any place but Pawleys Island. Sure, you've heard about the handmade hammocks and pristine beaches. You've seen gorgeous pictures of the sunsets and the marsh teeming with wildlife. But you don't know Pawleys until you've been there and experienced its tremendous power. It is only a tiny sandbar south of Myrtle Beach and north of Georgetown. But be warned, it is there that the Almighty himself would like to engage you in conversation and redirect your soul. Listen to me. For all the jokes I make, this time I'm not kidding. If you're happy in your misery and determined to remain so, don't ever go to Pawleys. If you do make the trip, be on guard. Truth is coming to get you, and peace isn't far behind, but it all comes at a price. You'll have to be the judge of whether it's worth all the hullabaloo. This is how it happened to me. Chapter 1. Welcome to Gallery Valentine. I looked out across the dunes and up and down the beach. Another gorgeous day. Blue skies, billowing clouds, and the sun rising with the mercury. Eastern breezes rustled the palmettos and sea oats. Sun worshippers, by the score, had accepted early invitations to assume the lizard position. They were scattered and prone, armed with coolers, beach chairs, novels, visors and canvas bags of towels, toys, and lotions, littered all along the edges of the Atlantic in both directions. They looked like clusters of human solar batteries, recharging themselves in drowsy warmth. The waves rolled in low murmurs of hypnotic suggestion, washed the shore, and pulled away. The weather that day seemed without guile, but I knew better. As soon as the hands of time crossed noon, Mother Nature would bellow the flames of hell's furnace, blowing unspeakable heat all over the Lowcountry, and the sensible lizards would retreat to shade and hammocks until later in the day. The others would fry, fooled by the breeze and lulled into a comfortable stupor by the ocean's song. Let me tell you something, honey. You'd never catch me in a swimsuit, smelling like cocoa butter and fruit, sticky with salt and sand, half catatonic and dehydrated from exposure. No. I had better things to do with my time, like feeding Huey, or playing golf in that same sun. It was the lying around part that was a problem for me. Besides, who needed to see me in a bathing suit? I assure you, no one. But back to my current priority, feeding Huey. After his call, I picked up sandwiches from the pita rolls and drove over to his gallery in the Oakley's shops. He had been practically breathless on the phone, but private audience breathless drama was pretty much Huey's modus operandi. Abigail, darling, drop everything and come. You must meet Rebecca. Who's Rebecca? Our savior, you'll see. Well, we could use a savior. And would you be a dear and bring us some lunch? Just tuna for me, on rye, but only if it looks fresh. And turkey on white bread with mayonnaise for our darling girl. And, of course, get something for yourself, my treat. Huey Valentine had not missed a meal in all his 55 years. I had to laugh. When Huey got excited, he thought about food. When he was depressed, he thought about food. What can I say except that Huey was well fed? I imagine the least insulting but most accurate term one might use to describe Huey's appearance would be portly. But in a way, portly suited his entire demeanor, which, when in the company of close friends, grew a shade larger than life itself. Huey was the consummate Southern gentleman, an aristocratic Nathan Lane, never rude to anyone's face, but felt no remorse about a wicked comment to me about others, especially tourists. You could set your wristwatch by Huey. He was never late for an appointment or a dinner party. He wrote thank-you notes on his Dempsey and Carroll, ecru, hand-engraved stationery that was so stiff, folding it cracked it like an egg. And he always used an ornate fountain pen, signing with the flourish of John Hancock. Speaking of John Hancock, Huey Flagg Valentine could probably trace his ancestry back to Charlemagne's grandparents. Evergreen, the plantation where he lived with his mother and houseman,